Welcome back. You're now listening to How I Tamed the Billionaire Beast Part 2. Kindly state in the comment section what part of the continent you're watching from. Let's connect. Alina's POV. I wasn't trying to see him. I'd blocked the press. Avoided mutual friends. Changed my number. My address. My entire routine. I'd been working at Valtan for 2 weeks. Tristan Kane wasn't like Nathaniel. He was sharp, charming, and a little terrifying. And he saw potential in me no one had before, not even Nathaniel. He listened when I spoke. Trusted me with big decisions. Called me Reyes, not my assistant. Still, every time I walked into his office, I saw Nathaniel's shadow in the corners. Every time I handed Tristan a file or sat across from him in a strategy session, I felt the ghost of someone else behind me. The one who kissed me in the rain. The one who let me walk away. That's when I saw him, on the cafe TV. Clean-shaven. Black suit. Staring down the world like he owned it. But this time, he didn't look invincible. He looked broken. And determined. This statement isn't for the board, he said. It's not for investors. It's for one person. I froze. My fingers tightened on the coffee cup. My heart stopped. Alina Reyes. My lungs forgot how to work. People around me turned to look at the screen. I stood still. Like stone, she was never just my assistant. She ran my entire world behind the scenes. And I never deserved her. He swallowed. Didn't blink. Didn't flinch. I made mistakes. Too many to count. But the worst one was thinking she'd wait forever while I learned how to love her properly. A long pause. Then, Alina, if you're watching this, come back. Not to the office. Not to the penthouse. To me. I'm not asking for another chance to control you. I'm begging for one to deserve you. The cafe was silent. Someone whispered, "Isn't that the cross guy?" I grabbed my phone. Shoved it in my bag, and walked out. Because if I stayed a second longer, I'd cry. And I wasn't ready to cry over him. Not in public. Not yet. He didn't call after that. Didn't message. Didn't chase. I think, for once, he was really waiting. And that terrified me more than anything. 3 days passed. Then fate did what it always does when you try to heal. It threw us together. I was exiting a restaurant downtown, rain falling in slow, heavy sheets. My dress clung to my skin. My heels clicked against the wet pavement. I was halfway to my car when I heard the voice. Alina. I turned. He was across the street, no umbrella. No coat. Just standing there, in the rain like it didn't matter. Like he didn't care if he drowned. I didn't move. Neither did he. Then he walked toward me. Slow. Deliberate. Until he was close enough that I could see the rain dripping off his lashes. He looked tired. And beautiful. And lost. You saw it, he said. Not a question. I nodded. And? My throat tightened. It hurt. I meant every word. I know. But it's too late? I don't know. Silence, rain, our breathing. I miss you, he said softly. I miss me too, I whispered. The version of me before I gave everything to someone who didn't fight for me when it mattered. He flinched. Then stepped closer. I was afraid I'd break you. You did. I wanted to protect you. From what? Love? No, he said. From me. He reached up. Brushed a wet strand of hair from my face. His touch was gentle. Desperate. This is the part where I should walk away, I whispered. But you won't. I didn't answer. Because I didn't know. He leaned down. Pressed his forehead to mine. You ruined me, he breathed. Good. Then he kissed me. It wasn't soft. It wasn't careful. It was years of emotion shoved into seconds. Rain. Breath. Hands and hair. A low groan that escaped his throat and vibrated against my lips. When we pulled back, we were both shaking. I still love you, he said. I know, I whispered. But I don't trust you yet. I'll wait. You better. He smiled. I will. I got into my car. Drenched. Breathless. Heart twisted into knots. I didn't drive away right away. Just sat there. Let myself feel it. Then. I smiled. A real one. Because for the first time, he wasn't chasing me to control me. He was chasing me to keep me. And that? That was a start. I walked away from Nathaniel. Soaked and shaking. Torn open from the inside. And I didn't look back. Not because it didn't hurt, but because it did. So much, I could barely breathe. The next morning, I was at Valtam by 7 a.m. Tristan's office was already lit. Of course. He was never late. Never flustered. Never unsure. He operated like a machine with a soul too expensive to break. I slipped into my office, the one right next to his, and dropped my bag. 10 minutes later, he appeared at my door, coffee in one hand. A manila folder in the other. You're early, he said. So are you. He walked in, placed the coffee on my desk without asking how I liked it, because he already knew, and handed me the file. Today's meeting with the East Wing project lead. I want you in on strategy. Thought I was just your assistant. He smirked. Then stop acting like one. He didn't leave. Just stood there. Watching me. Too long. Too still. His eyes dropped to my lips. You look like you didn't sleep. Didn't, I replied. He raised an eyebrow. Something I should be concerned about? No, I lied. Tristan nodded, slow and deliberate. Let me know if that changes. And then he left, but not before his fingers brushed mine as he picked up the empty coffee sleeve. It wasn't an accident. By noon, we were sitting in the executive glass boardroom, side by side, running a pitch meeting that would have made Pastelina faint. I wasn't taking notes. I was giving direction. Tristan let me speak. He let me own the room. But every so often, his knee would brush mine under the table. Casual. Calculated. Like a game I hadn't agreed to play, but kept losing anyway. After the meeting, I followed him back to his office with 2 files. He closed the door behind me. Turned and leaned against it. You crushed that call, he said. I know. He grinned. Careful. Confidence is addictive. So is power. And which one are you after, he asked. I met his eyes. Neither. Then what do you want? I swallowed. To stop feeling like someone else gets to decide my worth. He was quiet for a moment. Then he pushed off the door. And stepped close. Too close. Close enough I could smell his cologne, dark, woodsy, expensive. He reached past me and grabbed a pen from my hand. Our fingers touched again. You don't need anyone to define you, Alina, he said, voice low. You just need to decide if you're ready to stop shrinking in rooms built for you. My heart thudded. He moved back like nothing had happened. But everything had. That night, I was packing up my desk when he returned. No jacket, tie loose and shirt sleeves rolled up. He leaned against my doorframe, lazy and intentional. Dinner? I looked up. Now? You have better plans? My phone lit up. Nathaniel's name. Calling. I let it ring, then looked Tristan dead in the eye. No. I don't. He smiled. But didn't move. Didn't pressure. Just said, let's go. We walked to a quiet place a few blocks away. Private and elegant. The kind of place men like Tristan owned, or ruined. He didn't talk much over dinner. Just watched, read me and learned me. The way Nathaniel never had time to do. After dessert, we lingered outside under dim lights. The air between us buzzed. He stepped closer. So close. But didn't kiss me, he didn't touch me. Just whispered, "You're still holding on to something." I didn't deny it. "You think he'll come for you?" he asked. I think he already did. And? I think he doesn't know how to keep what he breaks. Tristan's jaw flexed. He reached up, gently tucked a strand of hair behind my ear. No pressure. No pull. Just permission. "If he's smart," he said, "he'll run." Why? Because I don't let go once I start wanting something. His eyes dropped to my lips. And stayed there. I stepped back. Just enough to breathe. Just enough to remind myself that control still belonged to me. "I'll see you tomorrow," I said softly. He nodded once. Not angry. Not disappointed, just watching. Like a man who knew the game was only beginning. Back in my apartment, I stared at my phone again. Another missed call from Nathaniel. And a message. "I know where you work, I saw the pictures, I saw him. Don't let him near you, Alina. Don't let him replace me." I stared at the screen, typed a response and deleted it. Then typed another one. "You had the chance to choose me when I was yours, now I choose myself." And I hit send. I knew he'd show up. The moment I hit send on that message last night. The one where I chose myself over him. I knew it would break him. I just didn't know he'd break the front doors of Val 10 Industries with it. He came in like a storm in a suit. Dark, quiet, and ready to explode. My phone buzzed once. Reception, Alina? "There's a Mr. Cross here. Says he's here for Tristan Kane. Should we let him up?" I didn't answer. Because Tristan already knew. He always knew. By the time I stepped out of my office, Nathaniel Cross was already in the executive conference room. He hadn't changed much. Still perfectly dressed. Still magnetic. But this time? He looked unraveled, eyes bloodshot. Knuckles tight around a folder he wasn't planning to open. And Tristan? Tristan sat like a man on his throne, legs crossed, one brow raised, drinking it all in. "Nathaniel," he said casually, "didn't know we had you on the calendar." "We don't," Nathaniel replied. His voice low. "I see. I assume you're not here for stock options?" Nathaniel's jaw ticked. "I'm here for Alina." The room fell into silence. So sharp I felt it slice through my ribs. Tristan looked at me. I stood frozen in the doorway. Caught, burning and wanted. "Alina is my assistant," Tristan said mildly. "She's under my protection." "She doesn't need your protection." "No," Tristan replied, standing slowly. "She needs respect. Something you only gave her when it was too late. Don't talk like you know me." "I don't have to. I know her." Nathaniel turned to me. His eyes softened, just slightly. Enough to make me ache. "Alina. Please." "Please what?" I whispered. "Don't do this." I took a slow breath. "I'm not doing anything, Nathaniel. I'm finally being seen." He stepped closer, too close. I could smell that damn cologne. I hated that it still made me weak. "I made mistakes," he said. "But I never stopped loving you." Tristan cut in, voice like a blade. Funny how men find their hearts the moment someone else touches what they threw away. Nathaniel turned on him. "I'll end you." Tristan smirked. "You already did that to yourself." The tension crackled like lightning in a storm. And I stood between them. A prize they both thought they'd lost. I'm not yours to fight over, I snapped. Not anymore. They both looked at me. Nathaniel's eyes shattered, Tristan sharpened. I grabbed my bag and walked past both of them. Straight to the elevator. But just before the doors closed, I whispered, if either of you want me, do it without tearing me apart this time. I didn't cry. Not this time. I didn't panic. I didn't fold. Because finally? I had power too. That night, I didn't go home. I booked a suite. Ordered wine. And let myself breathe. I peeled off my heels. Wiped off my makeup. And stared out the window, watching the city light flicker like everything I was finally ready to become. My phone buzzed again. Tristan Kane, you were magnificent today. He's going to come undone trying to chase you. Let him. I didn't reply. But I smiled. Because for the first time, they weren't fighting for control. They were fighting for me. An invitation came embossed. Gold. Heavy. Personal. Alina Reyes, you are cordially invited to the Valtan Founders Gala. Black tie. Private access. Kane's guest. No assistant title. No +1 slot. Just my name. Like it meant something on its own. Tristan didn't ask if I'd come. He just said, a car will pick you up at 7. And like a fool wrapped in satin and pride, I let it. I wore black. Strapless, backless, and reckless, and when I stepped into the marble ballroom, the chandelier wasn't what made people stare. I was. Tristan met me at the entrance like I was the final piece in a power puzzle. He didn't say I looked beautiful. He didn't have to. He offered his arm. I took it. And together, we walked in like we ruled the night. He didn't let me leave his side. Introduced me as my executive. But his fingers stayed too close on the small of my back. His voice too low when he leaned in to speak. I told myself it was just strategy. I told myself a lot of things. Then I saw him. Nathaniel. Across the ballroom, in a tailored black tux. Sharp. Polished. And not alone. The woman on his arm was stunning. Red dress. Tall. Effortlessly confident. The kind of date you don't bring to talk. You bring to be seen. My stomach twisted. He saw me. Of course he did. His eyes locked on mine, and didn't look away, not even once as his date leaned in and said something to make him smile. Fake smile. Tight smile. One I used to read like a warning label. Tristan followed my gaze. He chuckled softly. He brought someone. He's allowed. Doesn't mean he meant it. I said nothing. Because I didn't trust my voice. Hours passed. Drinks. Speeches. Eyes burning across the ballroom. I danced with Tristan once. He didn't hold me like a man in love. He held me like a man who intended to win. Near midnight, I stepped outside to breathe. The balcony was quiet. The air cooler. I leaned on the railing, watching the city blink. And then, I felt him. Not Tristan. Nathaniel. His presence always hit before his voice. You looked incredible tonight, he said behind me. I didn't turn. She did too. She's a client. Still touched you like she wasn't. He came closer. Too close. Jealous? He asked. I laughed once. Wounded. Silence. Then, I hate this. What? You with him. You had me, I whispered. And you didn't know what to do with it. He stepped beside me. Finally. I'm still learning. I'm not a lesson. No, he said. You're the test I keep failing. I turned to face him. His eyes were stormy. And then his hands were on my face. Gentle. Desperate. He didn't kiss me. Not yet. He waited. And when I didn't pull away? He closed the gap. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't rough. It was slow devastation. Mouths remembering. Hearts rebelling. A kiss that said everything we never had the courage to speak. When I finally stepped back, I was breathless. He looked ruined. So was I shouldn't have done that, I whispered. Why? Because now I don't know who I'm more afraid of falling for again. His voice cracked. Don't say again. I turned and walked away back inside. And ran straight into Tristan Kane's gaze. He didn't blink, didn't ask. He just nodded. Like he already knew. Like he always knew. I didn't sleep that night, not after the kiss. Not after the way Tristan looked at me without looking away. I kept hearing Nathaniel's voice in my head. You're the test I keep failing. And Tristan's silence? Was somehow louder. The next morning, I got to the office early. Tried to dive into emails. Reports. Strategy briefs. But nothing stuck. Because I knew he'd come. And at 9:12 a.m., he did. Tristan. Black shirt. No tie. Sleeves rolled. Calm face. Lethal presence. He didn't knock. Just stepped inside my office and shut the door behind him. I don't like surprises, Alina. His voice was soft. But not warm. I met his eyes. I didn't plan it. I know. Then why do I feel like you're holding something back? Because I am. He stepped closer. Each movement deliberate. A man used to people folding before he even spoke. But I didn't fold. Not this time. I saw him kiss you, Tristan said. I didn't stop him. I noticed. Silence stretched between us. He walked to my desk. Rested his palms on the edge. I'm not angry, he said. Could have fooled me. He exhaled slowly. Cautious. Of? You. Him. Us. I blinked. There's no us, Tristan. His eyes darkened. Then why do I keep finding you in the middle of my thoughts at 2 a.m.? My breath caught. He leaned in, not touching, just invading. You kissed him, he whispered, but you walked away from him too. I swallowed. Tristan's gaze dropped to my lips. Stayed there. You keep choosing yourself. I respect that. Then his voice dropped even lower. But one day, you'll stop running. And when that happens, I want to know where you'll land. He straightened. Walked to the door. Paused. And without looking back, said, if you want me to stop wanting you, you're going to have to tell me to my face. And then he left. I sat there. Shaking. Not from fear. But from awareness. Of how seen I'd just been. Of how undone I was, without anyone touching me. And then, Nathaniel arrived. Reception didn't call this time. He walked straight in, like he owned the floor. Like he owned me. Alina, he said. We need to talk. I looked up, blinking. Here? Yes. Now. I stood. You can't just barge into my job like this. You're not just a job. His voice cracked. I know I messed up. I know I let you go when I should have fought harder. He stepped closer. And I know Tristan Kane doesn't love you. I stiffened. And you do? Yes, he whispered. And I'm willing to earn you back. Just then, the office door clicked open again. Tristan. Holding a report in one hand, unreadable expression on his face. He froze when he saw Nathaniel. Nathaniel turned. For a second, no one spoke. Then Tristan walked past him, calm as ice, and set the file on my desk. His eyes flicked to mine. Not a word. Just, presence. And then he walked back out. Nathaniel's jaw flexed. He's not going to stop, is he? No, I whispered. And maybe. I don't want him to. The silence between us this time wasn't sharp. It was honest. Nathaniel nodded once. Then said the words I never thought I'd hear from him. Then I'll fight too. Later that night, a text came in at 8:47 p.m. Tristan, you left your file. I'm home. Send someone, or come get it yourself. It could have been handled tomorrow. But something about the way he said, come get it yourself, told me. He didn't want the file. He wanted me. His penthouse was as sharp as he was. All glass and concrete, softened only by shadows and the sound of jazz playing low. He opened the door shirtless. Shirtless, black joggers. Bare feet. Damp hair. No apology. Just, come in. I stepped inside, and the door clicked behind me. You could have sent it in the morning, I said. You could have ignored me or sent someone. Silence. Then. You didn't. The file sat untouched on the coffee table. But I didn't move toward it. I moved toward the view. Tall windows. City lights like diamonds scattered in chaos. His voice behind me was soft. Why him? I didn't turn. Don't do that. Tell me. You don't get to ask. I'm not asking, he said. I'm feeling. I finally turned. He stood still. But his eyes ached. Nathaniel was my first ruin, I whispered. The kind you don't recover from. Do you want to recover? I don't know. What do you want? He asked. I blinked. Right now? Yes. I stared at him. And for once, I didn't lie. I want to feel wanted, without being punished for it. He stepped forward. Slow. Calculated. Like a man who'd waited long enough. And when he reached me, he didn't touch me immediately. He just said, then let me show you what that feels like. His hand found my cheek. His thumb traced my jaw. And when he kissed me, it wasn't rough, it was reverent. A man kissing a woman like he's afraid she'll disappear. I didn't push him away. I didn't think about what it meant. I just kissed him back. Harder and desperate. Because I was tired of fighting everything but what I felt. His hands moved to my waist. My spine hit the glass window. The city watched. But I didn't care. Because finally, someone was touching me like I was choice, not charity. Then, my phone rang. Sharp. Ugly. Real. I didn't move. Tristan did. He stepped back slowly. Let me breathe. Let me choose. I checked the screen. Nathaniel. I answered. Tristan didn't stop me. He just watched. Calm. Controlled. Waiting to see what I'd do. Alina, Nathaniel said. His voice tight. I know where you are. Of course you do. You're with him? Silence. Alina. Please don't let him be the ending to our story. My throat tightened. But I stayed quiet. Then he whispered. You once said I never knew how to keep what I broke. Let me fix that. I hung up. Slowly. Quietly. And turned to Tristan. I don't know what I'm doing. He nodded. Then let me help. And he pulled me close again. No words. No demands. Just heat. And maybe, something dangerous beneath it. Tristan didn't move. Didn't ask. I stared at the screen like it was a live wire. Then I answered. Alina, he said again, voice cracking this time. Come back to me. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't even a plea. It was a call. A lifeline. A voice that had ruined me once. Now trying to rescue me from a version of myself I didn't recognize anymore. I turned to Tristan. He saw it. All of it. The trembling in my hands. The chaos in my chest. And for once, he stepped back. He let me go. I'm sorry, I whispered, backing away. Tristan didn't speak. Didn't chase, just watched me leave with a kind of pain I knew he wouldn't admit. I ran. Heels in hand. Heart in pieces. Out of the penthouse. Into the night. Toward whatever the hell I was still holding on to. Not because I knew what Nathaniel would do next. But because something inside me whispered. Not choosing him would haunt me forever. I didn't know how I made it to his apartment. I only knew my hand trembled as I knocked. Not because I feared what would happen if he opened the door. But because I feared what would happen if he didn't. The door flew open in one pull. And there he was. Nathaniel Cross. Hair messy. Shirt undone. Eyes wide like he wasn't sure I was real. I opened my mouth. But the words didn't come. So he reached for me instead. And pulled me in. The door slammed. And then? We weren't kissing. We were starving. His mouth crashed against mine like it had been waiting years, not days. His hands gripped my waist, lifting me, owning me, without hurting me. I gasped into the kiss. He growled into my skin. And in seconds, I was pressed against the wall, wrapped around him, drowning in every apology he couldn't say out loud. We made it to the bedroom like a storm through silence. Clothes scattered. Breaths ragged. But nothing rushed. Because every second he touched me, it felt like he was trying to say, I'm sorry I ever let go. And every second I touched him back, I forgave him a little more. He kissed down my neck, slow, reverent. His fingers traced every line of my body like a man memorizing what he thought he lost. And when he slid inside me, skin to skin, soul to soul, it wasn't just reunion. It was resurrection. We moved together like we were rewriting history. No shame, no regret, just heat. Breathless whispers. Desperate I missed you moans. And when I came apart beneath him, fingers tangled in his hair, he whispered it, never again. I'm never letting go again. He kissed me through it. Slow, deep and wrecked. After, we lay tangled on his sheets. My head on his chest, his heart thudding under my ear like it had waited for me to come home. I love you, he said. Quiet. Shaky. I've loved you since the second week you spilled coffee on my suit and said, maybe the stain will match your personality. I laughed. You were horrible. I was. But you were the first thing that ever made me want to be better. I turned to face him. I don't need perfect, I whispered. I just need present. I'll be both, he said. For you, I'll be everything. He pulled me closer, held me like a promise and kissed my temple. I want to marry you one day, he murmured, not because it fixes anything, but because I never want to walk into another room and not have you standing beside me. I cried into his shoulder, not because I was broken but because I wasn't anymore. The next day, I walked into Valtan. Tristan was in his office waiting. He didn't look surprised when I stepped in. He just nodded. You chose him, he said. I chose me, I replied. And he chose me back. He smiled, soft. Real. Then I hope he deserves you every day. He'll have to. Tristan stood. Walked around the desk. Extended a hand, I took it. He didn't pull me in, he didn't kiss my cheek. He just said. He may have won the girl, Alina, but I got to witness her becoming. And I never forgot that. 6 months later. We didn't rush an engagement. We didn't plan a wedding. But every night? Nathaniel held me like a man who remembered exactly what it felt like to lose. He still whispered I'm sorry into my shoulder sometimes. And I still whispered back, you don't have to be. We were messy, but we were ours. Not perfect, but present. And that? was the last yes I ever had to give. Because everything else was just him earning it every single day. The end. Thank you for staying tuned and listening till the end. If you enjoy this story, kindly leave a comment on your favorite part and don't forget to subscribe.